What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, you may argue after the most recent James Gunn announcement that the DCU is no more clarified than it's ever been. Yes, there are distinct Elseworld stories being told, but it seems as though the main DCU continuity and going forward will include some of those Elseworld characters, and we're still scratching our heads wondering how this is all going to fit together in the end. But at least James Gunn, as the DCU CEO, is out there making announcements and at least has his own plan for how this is all going to go. I would argue that that puts them in better shape than the Spider-Verse over at Sony that A, still doesn't have one Spider-Man that they look to supplement with a bunch of different characters, and B, hasn't had an announcement in quite a while other than to delay its films, again Kraven and Madam Web, Spider-Verse-centric stories that haven't announced a Spider-Man. But today we get a breaking update about a live-action Spider-Man TV show being sent and developed at Amazon just months after we heard of Silk, and this is not a rumor of any kind. This is actually breaking in Variety, one of the most trusted Hollywood trades. We're going to read through the article, break it down, and talk about this new Spider-Man spin-off that Sony is developing for Spider-Man Noir live action. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway, which is exactly a week away and next Thursday. So if you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, be a subscriber, leave a comment, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So as I mentioned moments ago in the prologue, this broke under the headline from Variety, quote, Spider-Man Noir live action series in works at Amazon exclusive, where they go on to report, quote, a Spider-Man Noir live-action series is in the works at Amazon, Variety has learned exclusively. The untitled series will follow an older, grizzled superhero in 1930s New York City. An individual with knowledge of the project says that the show will be set in its own universe and the main character will not be Peter Parker. This is the second known project based on Sony-controlled Marvel characters at Amazon Prime Video and MGM. It was previously announced that Amazon was moving forward with a series called Silk, Spider Society from showrunner Angela Kang, with several other shows in the works. It is unknown at this time which other Marvel characters will be featured in the other Amazon shows, though Sony currently controls over 900 such characters associated with the Spider-Man franchise. The only other details that are known at the moment is that Oren Uziel will serve as the writer and executive producer on the Spider-Man Noir show. Uziel developed the show alongside Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse producers Phil Lord and Christopher Miller and former Sony boss Amy Pascal, all who will executively produce on the TV show. Pascal will executively produce via her Pascal partners, while Sony Pictures Television is the studio, and Lord and Miller are currently under an overall deal there. Now, even though this character Spider-Man Noir was released in 2009 as part of the Marvel Noir universe, he's really well known because of Into the Spider-Verse, the recent animated film where Nicolas Cage did the voiceover. And I know a lot of you's first question is going to be, is there any chance we're going to see Nick Cage in this role? Absolutely not. He's not even returning to do the voiceover in the Across the Spider-Verse films. He will not be the live-action Spider-Man. I'd be willing to put a bet down on that. I cannot believe, though, that Sony has released and announced yet another Spider-Man project for TV that still has not addressed the fact that they don't have a Peter Parker or any Spider-Man in their main continuity of films that include a Venom 3, a Kraven, and a live-action Madam Web, all of which have now been announced and added to the calendar, mind you, in lieu of them not having a Spider-Man 4 even announced either. Now guys, if you want my honest opinion about this, I think this is extremely dangerous territory, and only because of Sony's involvement. Look, I actually rather like the Amazon Prime shows, and in the past with certain shows like The Expanse, or maybe even The Boys, Prime has stepped up and thrown a lot of money at a project that other networks have not been willing to do, and so I'm not worried about Amazon Prime's involvement, their funding and overseeing the show. I actually like that as a home for Spider-Man projects, not necessarily having to be on Disney+. You might have remembered slight murmurs about Sony and Disney working out a deal where they could put some of their streaming content on that platform, but that would pertain to what they're co-producing in the Spider-Man films, not what's going on in this separate Spider-Verse. What I'm concerned about is Sony's involvement in continually spreading themselves thin with ancillary and adjacent Spider-Man projects with no Peter Parker or main continuity. Yeah, there are still rumors that Andrew Garfield and or Tom Holland are going to find their way into that Spider-Verse, and that ultimately this is all leading to a Spider-Geddon. There's even bigger rumors that point to that Spider-Geddon plan and say they may be lightly tying that into whatever Marvel's trying to do with Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars and make it one big thing, which is awesome, but can we just start with a Peter Parker in your continuity, can we just start with Venom versus Spider-Man? Can we just start with doing a Kraven movie that actually has a Spider-Man? I love these other announcements. I'm even in for the Silk show. I expect that that's going to be good, and no, this is no cap. I'm dead serious. Like I said, I really believe in Amazon TV shows, but I don't believe in Sony at the moment. I'm as skeptical as I have ever been. And the only reason that we're still okay with Sony, really, is because Marvel stepped in to co-produce those Spider-Mans. Venom 1, take it how you will. Venom 2 is not good. I've rewatched it recently, it's not. And even though Morbius kind of found second life on Netflix, people who weren't sort of into the culture and making fun of it before it hit Netflix watched it and said, hey, this is a decent film, only prompting all those who were making fun of it to turn it into a bigger meme and get Sony to re-release it in theaters as a joke. I really, really hope that who's ever in charge over there can see, first and foremost, getting a Spider-Man into their Spider-Verse is the most important thing. Spider-Man Noir TV show? Fine, sure, great. But let's actually get a Spider-Man where it counts. And just saying that this Spider-Man Noir is in its own world actually drives down the interest, considering the way things are going right now. We want everything connected. The last thing I will say, and I think it's important to note, as it pertains to Spider-Man, his property, and being watered down on TV shows. You know, it's funny that we live in a world that if I heard this was going live to Disney Plus, I would be more concerned than I am with Amazon. And what I just mentioned about the Amazon budgets and them stepping up, I think this is the best case scenario, even better than Netflix too. The money that will be put behind this show means that we can actually get live spider action. It won't be a lot of beating around the bush and bad CGI, standing around talking, and 3 episodes of filler, like a certain other network we've been watching Marvel shows on here recently. So I think that there is this sort of idea that maybe Spider-Man shouldn't go to TV and in this fashion, but really when you have a network that just bit off the Lord of the Rings show and prequel in the way that they did in the budget that was appropriated for that, if they put anything like those kind of resources behind a Spider-Man Noir show, there is all the chances for this to be successful, especially if they nail that casting, which is what I assume will be the next big piece of news whenever we get that. Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments if you're hyped for a Spider-Man Noir show, and who do you have as the casting, knowing that no, Nicolas Cage will not be back. Oh, I'd love for him to be back. Do not get me wrong in this video. He would be my first choice. We just know that's not going to happen. I'm all ears. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Okay, we're still giving away a PlayStation 5, and we're doing so now at every Marvel movie released this year instead of subscriber milestones. The next one happens to be next week with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So if you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced during videos live with my voice in the comments shown on screen. Keep that in mind, we're only giving away PlayStations right now, so if you get daily comments or you see comments on my channel, any other channels with people stealing other people's pictures, pretending to be them, please report those comments. No YouTuber will ever ask you to contact them on a third-party app like WhatsApp and Telegram. No YouTuber will ever charge you for shipping. That's just not how it's done. Please be safe out there. My channels, others, or really any platform, as I've started to see those scammers on Instagram as well. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, under the name AllFires. And while I sincerely appreciate you checking out my music, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.